just what's the news on as folks come in or any entity that comes in that Texas, I'm gonna ask what's the news. You did. Hey, pardon me, cause I told my OG today, I was like, Mom, I'm not against gray hair. Like some nigga shit like Dion and a couple other motherfuckers in the game, they shit just came in smooth with this shit. My gray hair just feels weird. It just feel like it's just out of pocket. It ain't in coordination where it need to be. Like for instance, that you see how it's like crowded up. Like come in and specs like smooth. Just don't come bone rush the spot like I nigga been drinking milk or some shit. So anyway, um, until folks come in a bit, or if anybody come in a bit, and for me to ask what's the situation, I'm gonna say a couple things real quick. I'm gonna start with, man, shout out all the women holding it down with their men. I'm talking about them women that they could probably provide the highlight of a nigga day, but they still keep it real with their man. Meaning that, a nigga gonna holler for a fact, but they not rude with the shit. But they not being, see, if they got a man who know like 1K type shit with his woman, he not gonna be tripping. You feel me? Cause he knows she gonna hold it down. So I met two women that held it down today. I'm talking about almost simultaneously. But they were so cool and converse, like we was able to speak. And they let me get my little rap off. But I think when you've been in a relationship with a person for a long time, maybe that's what you kind of need. It's like a little refreshment course. It's like a little, okay, it ain't flirting because she didn't flirt with me. I came to her, but she didn't do nothing crazy and give me the number or even give me kind of no kind of source of contact, further contact. It's just like a one-off type of thing in passing. So, and both situations was delicate. Both situations was unique in its own regard. And I said to myself, dog, that's a beautiful fucking thing for all the folks that been in 10-year, 20-year relationships. Instead of get, instead of opening the relationship up on some stupid shit, you expand your horizon and you say, you know what, you're not opening this relationship up. This is a me you thing, but I understand the delicacy of life and meeting people is like an integral part of being a human. It's like I don't expect you to be non-social because you're in a relationship with me, and I don't expect Negroes to just stop hollering at you either, and vice versa. So what I need you to do is though carry yourself with respect to where I'm not looking like a fool and you're not embarrassing your brand of a person, not brand as like selling shit, just brand as a person and reputation. So want to give a shout out to those women. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you like Christian Bale or Tom Cruise? I don't like none of them, but as far as who's a better or who has a more prominent career in acting, it'll be Tom Cruise. Even though Christian Bale is more of a like it's on full display if you ever heard of Enemies with a Vampire. I mean Interview with a Vampire. Interview with a Vampire, both stars was in that movie, you feel me? And fucking Christian Bale, I believe, in a theatrical standpoint, I he showcased out showcase whatever outclass Tom Cruise. But that kind of role of a movie was meant for him. It wasn't no like Tom Cruise bitch done hung on the side of an airplane. He's dedicated to his craft and Christian is too, but they two different kind of actors. So but Tom Cruise obviously nobody really even know about Christian Bale like that. And but Bale just nailed it as Bruce Wayne. And I want to make sure I'm not getting Christian Bale mixed up with this other actor. You ever heard of this movie called Very Bad Things? Matter of fact, I wish I could pull that movie up right now. I just cut this off and go watch it. Very Bad Things. That's that joint back in the day. You remember like Home Alone, the curly haired dude played in it. They had the scripper. Is his name Christian Slade or something? I might be getting Christian Bale mixed up with Christian Slade. And if I'm talking about Christian Slade, hello, can I become a moderator? No, you cannot, but you can become a fan and a subscriber and somebody that's tuned in as an audience member. But no, you cannot. At least I'm honest. I gave you an answer so you can decide what you want to do moving forward. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm missing this Christian Bale up with Christian Slade. So pardon me, I don't know Christian Bale. I know that name is familiar. And you say he just nailed it as Bruce Wayne. The best Bruce Wayne, in my opinion, is Is that Patrick Swayze? Was that Patrick Swayze? I don't know if that was Patrick Swayze or the guy that looked like him. Played in the eighties Batman, early nineties, whatever. But whoever that guy is, that look, because Patrick Swayze looked like somebody else. See see my vibe off right now. I can't call it offhand. Who the hell looked like Patrick Swayze? What's the other guy? If we see, I need movie buffs in here. You're not even a movie buff. Talking about I can't be my moderator. Be a movie buff. Help me out. Don't be useless. You like a freaking paperweight or something, like just a little rocks you put on a piece of paper. Like I can use anything to substitute you. Make yourself useful. Help me remember who in the hell looks like Patrick Swayze. It's a lot of actors that look alike, just like, and there's a lot of famous people that look alike, whatever the hell, doppelgangers or whatever. Like, you know what's crazy? There's this Italian actor, right? He played in the movie Ghost, and but he's got this big, long, tall forehead, long nose, scary, sunken in lacrimal bone, and he looked just like Jeff Van Gundy. I always thought that was a fucking trip. I used to think Jeff Van Gundy is like all kind of doppelgangers that be in different roles. You know what I'm saying? But Patrick Swayze got just like John Goodman. I used to get mixed up with. Can't think who I used to get him mixed up. Even though I know coming up, John Candy, even though they don't look alike, but it was John Candy, John Goodman. They both fat, both good actors, comedic actors. Even though you can almost say John Goodman looked like the dude in the Blues Brothers. You feel me? And so it's people you get mixed up. Everybody got a twin. Hello, can I? Oh, back that up on whoever had liked it. But now my point that I'm finna get to next is what I was gonna ask people, but it wasn't YouTube. Then send that demographic in, and I thought two things I want to make out there real quick. I got a video, a short right now. I edited the hell out that audio. The video, but it took me 3 hours. I put 3 hours of dedication in my sound and how I would illustrate it. All the videos that I wanted to get, that I wanted to collage. YouTube was acting, I'm not YouTube, Google was acting funny because like it kept asking me am I a robot and stuff like that and whatnot. So, but y'all check that the video out. It's called New Gucci, featuring Juvenile, featuring Lil Mo, featuring Yo Gotti, featuring Manny Fresh. And out of that, it's like I got my little parts. Juvie was killing it with his first verse and with his like run backs that he was doing, whatever ad libs he was doing throughout. Gucci verse was just retarded. That bit was swagged up like a mug. Everything on Never Fly, Manny ripped it like I used to do. People used to not understand. Manny Fresh got legendary bars. Manny Fresh not no lyricist. Manny Fresh is a gang spitter. Him and Baby the same category. And obviously Wayne used to write for Baby, but Baby wrote some of that shit too. And it's so funny how life is because it's all about expectancy. Like if you hear Kendrick Lamar come rapping on the beat, rapping all slow, hitting you up with these punchlines, you're like, this is not working. He gotta have his flow what make him unique, which appeals to his personality. Manny Fresh and Baby back then, and like it was big timers fans. It wasn't just like, okay, Cash Money, everybody, Lil Wayne, the Juvenile fan. Big timers they self had fans. How you love that? Respect to Lil Wayne, and mind you, I got Lil Wayne like goated. But even still, outside of that no ceilings, outside of that that double CD he had fucking did, and those shits was obviously 500 Degrees Classic, 400 Degrees Classic. But freaking How You Love That Volume 1, Volume 2, nothing is more player in the history of mankind. You will never find nothing. From the skits to the... What kind of truck is that? It's a Chevy, Holmes. It's a Chevy. It's from the skits to... And that was all Manny Fresh. So Manny, like... For Manny to do his own shit back then, it was a vibe. You feel me? And the fact that, you know... Anyway, y'all check out the video I had did, man. I'm talking about the video I did. And then I put like celebrity women twerking and whatnot. Like, now out of the twerkers in the video that I did, if y'all look at my videos, it's gonna say you gonna see it. The out of the best twerking who I discovered doing my research, Young Miami. I hate that scamming song. I freaking hate that scamming song. But I can't deny her body and the way she actually uses it. A lot of women got a lot of ass, BBLs or not, and they don't know what the hell they doing. Yep, it's between Young Miami and Blueface Mama. I'm gonna just keep it a buck respectfully, cause I'm like older than Blueface. His mama, that's pound cake thickness. Like that's old, that's weight. That ain't no BBL weight, no fluffy weight. When if you listen and see, this is how I be putting together a song and making the audio sync with the video. When Gucci said bricks, it was perfect when she started dropping it when he said bricks, cause it remind me of Brick House. And see, I'm throwback, like I'm Southfield nigga, so good. I bet firecracker. When she went to dropping that shit, that's weight. That's grown woman. Anyway, between I don't know Carissa, I think Carlisa or something. Between Carlisa and Young Miami, out of that video I did, they ripped that bit the hardest. Like they ripped that bitch the hardest. I learned some things. I learned that Lotto is thick as a shit. I don't give a damn if that's a BBL or not. Bitch, that shit looks good on her. Not every woman got the thighs to match. Her thighs match, and with the I don't know if they make the cellulite when they do the BBL. I always thought it was like something smooth. But if they put the cellulite, every nigga like cottage cheese. Bitch, we all like the cottage cheese. Bitch, I need the little dimples and shit. That ain't like, come on. I like the ass on the side with the scratch. Anyway, but you know how I be having scratch marks and whatnot. Anyway. Yo, somebody said hi, hello. What it is with you? Thanks for joining. So this the point I was gonna ask y'all. What do y'all think about that? What's this dirt situation? I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, folks, I'm seeing folks saying he a snitch, this, that. And I said, look at these folks, bro. This is the crazy part about life. Motherfuckers just be, but this is always a learning lesson. Everything a learning lesson. Motherfuckers just be here for the crash. They gas the crash. They can't wait for, it's like a movie. Like, I'm waiting for it to crash. Then bitch crash. And now there's the first ones to snitch. It reminded me of like once, a long time ago, I had a family member that was in a situation where somebody was trying to harm them physically. And I had to intervene at like in the moment. It just so happened I was walking past and I had to intervene. So I tell my family member, hey, you straight, you good. I'm here. You good. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with you. It's a guy mumbling in the background, like, oh, nigga, like, I don't, nigga, don't see that. And I'm thinking, you gonna see it. And the whole time, all I was thinking about was, look at all these onlookers. Y'all don't tell this nigga who go against me, hey, man, you dead ass wrong. That man stand up for his family member. You see how they were trying to do his family member before he got around here. I wasn't even responding. It just so happened by chance I'm walking by. They don't try to stop none of this shit. They just onlookers. And then if something was crazy was to happen, they go from being fucking onlookers to what? Witnesses. This is all black people. So only way they don't be is when police violate their trust. And let me say this real quick for the record. As a black person, you got the right to be a witness in something. But you don't got the right to pick and choose when the fuck you is gonna be a witness and when you fucking not. Bitch, either you is all the time or you ain't. Ain't no halfway courts, ain't no halfway witnesses. Bitch, if you seen your neighbor how I get broken into and you don't know the motherfucker, would you tell them? And if you seen the motherfucker and you know the motherfucker, would you tell them? You don't get to fucking choose when the situation is right for you and shit like that. So, but that'd be black folks, and had something would have been not happened. They have been the first one to, oh, it was this guy. But these motherfuckers ain't gonna tell they part in a moral way of they could have stopped all the shit from happening before that other guy even came. But motherfucker wishy-washy and they just waiting for the crash. And that goes, I'm saying all that to talk about this dirt point. Motherfucker sat here, ate it on, mind you, jit. Listen, when you partake, they say play stupid game, get stupid prizes. The game is the game, life is life. When you partaking Wild shit is always it's a every cause there's effect. So this is part of the effect. Now, will it hold up? Who knows? Because it can go either way in life, cause and effect, regardless. But my point that I'm making is, I just want y'all to pay attention to the crowd. Pay attention to, like, even I seen something last night was talking about a journalist got ragged on. Some guy called himself Ross. Trout Lord Ross or whatever. And I was like, this is the problem in itself. Who is this guy to even commentate on that shit? Why? That's what y'all get for letting outsiders into the fucking culture to where they can manipulate it to a way that they make money off of our fucking drama. Most times, now in real life, in reality TV, it's created drama, it's fabricated drama. But in fucking real life, even without just being a ghetto element to it, life in itself is drama. So to have that heavy scrutinized and publicized, you would think that your owner get the benefit from that shit, but that's a nigga problem too, cause will niggas accept the people that benefit and make money off of blogging on stuff like that? Or will they say, man, stop gossiping? Okay, well, tell you cracker stop gossiping, bitch. The news been the news since what that bitch name was Tom Rokoff or whatever, bitch. Throwback, bitch. The news been the news, and they been reporting you niggas for forever. Bitch, you mean tell me they can't get in on the financial game? Because if anybody gonna gain from me under that kind of scrutiny, I'd rather be my own any fucking way. Because I'm expecting that in real life for free. So I say that to say, for folks to say, oh man, he should, and respectfully, because I ain't gonna lie, I was watching Flacco, he sided with the vlogger, but it's different elements and different things in life. It's like, who are you, dog? You across the pond, you not even black, you don't understand, not justifying nothing, because Flacco said one thing that's acceptable, which is, hey, little Pop, whatever his name was, Jit died, and he ain't had nothing to do with the beef. He wasn't threatening nobody out, making no what's the name, whatever, and he was a casualty of war, and justice needs to be served no matter who's behind that. Understood. That's a moral thing to say and feel. My thing of it is, as far as the reporting, it's motherfuckers who will never get out there and support an actual black cause. I guess you could. I don't know what way to compare that a black person doing the same thing. We're not able to just. I guess I could. I can almost say, Trout Lord Ross is an Officer Tatum. That's who he is. Officer Tatum panders to white people's emotions. Not all, but a majority. Enough so where he could turn a profit. So he panders to their racist emotions. He's there to solidify everything they feel and comfort them, make the landing more smooth. Well, Trout Lord Ross, you can compare him in that regard and say, dude, you profiting off of marginalized black people that's looking at this white man as the moral authority. Because you got to say, what makes a Vlad successful? Is it the questions he asks? Is it his voice? No, I just think it's a unique element to a white man asking a black man question. You kind of expect a nigga to be more sincere. Because Negroes have a history that when being questioned by a white man, they open up more. I don't know why. I'm talking about like they allow themselves to be more vulnerable versus trying to keep this tough. And I get it. I do get it. I ain't gonna say I don't know. I do get it. I'm a person that went to counseling. Open up to plenty of white guys. Plenty of white women. So fucking, I do get it. It's just a bitch that's nowhere near remotely your life and understanding to where you could get a fresh opinion about yourself or a fresh take. It could be an accurate take from a person who identifies exactly with you, but you're not going to accept it more than you would a fresh take. Because you've heard many takes from people that look like you, that identify with you, and you disagree with them all. So by the time you get the 100th take and that shit be dead on, or the 20th take, 10th take, and it's dead on, you don't accept that it's valid because you want a fresh perspective. So these black guys be more prone to open up in their interviews, rappers and sports athletes, to a white man than they would talking to a black man, and they reveal certain things. It gives this. That's why I believe Vlad and whoever else in that era aura. Even look at an end of sentence. He don't do interviews, but people listening to this totally. Yeah, he been to prison, but it's like you still ain't never lived as a black man coming up in the hood. So it's a fresh take. You can think, and it's a heavy Boston accent. It's like, dude, you so out the way. Like, let me hear what you got to say, cause like I don't take like end of sentence respectfully could never criticize me for nothing, cause I wouldn't take a person like him serious in that regard. But I would like to hear their opinion. But he can't never tell me his life is harder than is. Not, I don't buy that. But and I ain't never been to prison. But it's just the fact that I could just you energy and vibe and aura, and you see enough on a person, you like, okay, that's a fresh take, because I could clearly see they know, but they don't know. And so that's why I think when people talk to Vlad, they go overly into their explanation, because they looking at it like you don't understand me, versus with another black guy you interviewing, what's understood don't need to be explained. So you could just kind of like, yeah, just like that. And he know what you already alluding to, versus some people watching it, they go over their head. So anyway, that's my take on the Trout Lord Ross thing. Is he's that same way, which is these are vultures, and you gotta expect, just like no different from Tatum being a black vulture. He's he's preying on being something different that's needed, and they always say find what is needed. Where there's a necessity, that's where your money is at. There's a necessity for there to be a token black guy that always panders to feelings. There's a necessity for a white person that can do the same thing and pander to the black people, saying, hey, I understand us white men, we've been fucking up. We need to hear this shit. It's the truth, but we also need to hear it from another race, the fully validated. So to hear it is refreshing, and it's vice versa. And there's money in that shit, no matter what side. So for a Troutler or Ross to be reporting on black ghetto, black rock culture, and this and that, is refreshing for blacks that don't want to hear the black person perspective, and they want to hear something totally out of balance to understand the culture, but they got their own take on it anyway. That's what folks want to hear. That's where they lane is at. So I think it's all appropriate to this is why I turn the conversation at. I think it's all appropriate for them when they get the energy or they get impressed, instead of say, oh, this guy got to be really stupid for pressing these guys. Why not? They being consistent. That's all you can ask for anybody. Be consistent. I used to say that to any thug terrorizing their neighborhood, terrorizing their fellow black people. Be consistent. When you see a white person, do the same shit. Be consistent. Don't be inconsistent in anything in life. Don't have ass nothing. Be consistent. Don't say, well, they look like the police. What does that mean? Be consistent. So that's all I think the dirt guys is doing. I wouldn't even call them goons. You respect a friend. Hey, man, listen, I ain't able to move around. Fucking have them show me what I would show for you, which is loyalty. And whatever falls under that, you can make up for what you would say or whatever. But regardless, they being consistent, and I don't think that deserves no criticism to call stupid. You could say, oh, these niggas is crash out. And even then to say that, then anybody will crash out about somebody they love that they feel is unjustly locked up, whether it be for whatever. That's anybody, any race, or be crashing out about the one, a real loved one. A fake people, that's what we complain about all the time. They say you get locked up, you find out who your real friends are. So I guess he's finding out who his real friends are. They out there pressing niggas at the courthouse. Respect, that's real friends. That is nothing with culture, that is nothing with race. That's just a human element we all search for within other individuals. How do you feel about Dolly Parton death? Man, that was something, bro. When I seen it, it's so crazy how this her legend. Her legend so legend. I'm on the phone with my old girl. We have an old girl, I mean mama. I'm on the phone with my mama. We chopping it up, talking about like something totally irrelevant. We end up hanging up with each other because I was in the conversation. I forgot to see. Oh, matter of fact, it might have flashed across my screen. By the time I called my old girl back, which is less than a minute, bro, she like, I know Dolly Parton died. I'm like, look at this shit. This lady know me and got this how big. So, and then, so that's my thing is her impact is an impact, but let's just be honest about it too as a man. Respectfully. Yeah, I gotta laugh because we can't ignore the elephant in the room. When she was in the room, there was an elephant in the room. And all I couldn't help but say to myself, I kept thinking about Bad Boys 2. When Will Smith he was in the coroner's thing, and then he fell up, like he was up on, he had to hide from the criminals. And the lady had them big ass breasts, and he was my shit. It's a body. So he's like, damn. I don't know if that was Martin. It was one of them, but they was like, damn. I said to myself, man, the guy who do the autopsy on Dolly Parton, I hope he just keep it 1K. But if he not 1K, that man got $1 million. Just he might do all, even if he don't take a film picture. Fool might, you never know, bro. If I'm the family, I think a nephew run her estate. I'm like, man, listen, we not even releasing nobody, bro. We already reported this shit. We just gonna get her and get her in the ground or something, or like hold our formal funeral, but we not getting her to no autopsy, no, bro. Where she can't be alert to tell us what's going on. Cause if it's you better have even females. You can't trust women these days, but you better have a female coroner. Cause if that's a male, he gonna at least like be a little starstruck and be like, damn. Think about it. Nobody's seen them things before. Like they got all type of fake images online. She posed for Playboy in 1978. Motherfuckers, Playboy made a killing off of that, but she had a bra on. This is Dolly Parton without one thing I learned in life, bro. Shout out this white lady I knew. I can't remember her name. Fucking implants don't never change, bro. This lady, bless her age, I'm not gonna even say it, but this was some years ago anyway. When she flashed me, bro, I almost lost it, bro. I could not believe how pretty. It just didn't even match nowhere else on her. But and she was a decent looking woman, but it just didn't match nowhere else. It was just forever. What they got a song forever young. I wanna be like that bitch was like 25, 30, forever. You feel me? And it's like anyway. Why did he have to ask me about Dolly Parton? Why? Anyway, as far as her songs, let's talk about her songs real quick. I like the way the news doing her justice, but they really kind of cheating Whitney in a way. I get it. They showing Whitney, but at the same time, they like, she lent Whitney Houston one of her songs. Listen, that is Whitney Houston's song for now on. Let's just say that. It was been Whitney Houston's song for them. I'm glad Dolly Parton never hated it. She said she never thought she could do. So Dolly Parton gave props. But this goes to show young artists or artists coming up in the game as far as really anything, rapping or singing. Be careful. If you're on your masters, it don't really matter. But if you do own your masters, who you let remix your shit? Because if they rip it way harder than you, your legacy fades kind of with it. Because everybody going to remember that as the new person song. Like, I Will Always Love You is probably Whitney Houston's biggest damn song. Like, and that ain't her best song to me. But it's the song people remember her for. They don't even think about no damn Dolly Parton. Respect the Dolly Parton. They don't think about Dolly Parton. So be careful. If you somebody that know you just this expert, great singer, cool, let somebody else remix it or do something with it. And you can make royalties off of that. But if they really are talent, be careful. Like what T-Pain, look, T-Pain redid, and this is what comes to mind. It's way better examples, but T-Pain redid Unsprung with Tory Lanez. If Tory Lanez would have took that song by himself without T-Pain on it, and a constant reminder of T-Pain on it, and Tory Lanez would have had the innovation, because he didn't have that. He ripped it, but this is what I mean by innovation. T-Pain ripped that flow already, that like faster, and he did his own thing. She used to work at King of Diamonds on a Sunday. I used to see creep up every weekend to the scene her. He came with a fast melody, but he would have slew that bitch down and made it an R&B sprung, like some slower melody, and really put the harmonizing, then the verses be harmonizing, where it's like that slow dance type shit. Like, imagine Unsprung screwed and chopped at that level, at that rate, without the chop, but just at that rate. If he would have slowed that down and just made it a Tory Lanez song, nigga wouldn't remember the original Unsprung, because Tory Lanez that kind of talent. But T-Pain was there to kind of babysit it and like, no, nigga, I'm gonna keep my identity and you be a part of this. But Whitney Houston took that Dolly Parton song and made it her own identity. It's been other folks. I give you even a better example. And this is a song people wouldn't know, but Mariah Carey got a song called I Can't Wait to Hate You. One of the greatest of all time, the GOATs of writing music, The American Dream, The Dream, you know him as The Dream. He wrote that song just like he wrote Umbrella and made 15 million for Umbrella. The Dream wrote I Can't Wait to Hate You. The Dream performed I Can't Wait to Hate You. Sort of like Future performed Drunk in Love, or really wrote and made Drunk in Love, the melody and all, or did the underwriting for it to give the flow to it. And Future version to me still is better than Beyonce and Jay Z. And Beyonce and Jay Z, Drunk in Love is hard as shit, but Future just killed it because he's the one who originally wrote the flow. So with the Dream doing the song I Can't Wait to Hate You, he said hop up out my bed. And he ripped it, but he couldn't hit them high notes and go ham and hit all the notes in between. So he just kept he didn't fully unleash on it. By the time Mariah Carey get the song, it's a few words changed up, but it's them runs, it's the way she do her follow ups, the way she carry it out with full energy, bro. It was beautiful, bro. Like you would never think of that as a Dream song for now. Even if you knew the Dream version, like I knew, it's just like okay, that's Mariah's song, nigga. Like, so that's why you gotta be. Even though in Dream situation is different because that's how he make his money. Make a nice song. It don't really go big. He get it to a bigger celebrity, and then they make what they can make out of it. You feel me? So that was dope. But yeah, man, that's my opinion. $1 part. Somebody else said, everyone forget a celebrity death tomorrow and move on. That's a fact. This, bro. I think it kind of came around the time school shooters came. Think about it, bro. I don't know. I don't know. It's unfair for me to really say that, though. Because, like, coming up, I guess celebrities been dying for forever. But the first celebrity I ever remember dying, bro, and this was celebrities that died. It was Red Fox died in my lifetime. Howard Rollins died in my lifetime. Freaking motherfuckers done died in my lifetime. But the first time I remember celebrity death was Tupac. You feel me? Like that was the first time it was like, oh shit, somebody that I know that I really like give a fuck about. Like everybody was crying in the mall. I was at the flea market with my mama, and we just see people just cry. I'm talking about everybody walking around that just boo. And I ask the little chicks that would pass me, I say, man, what happened? I'm 10 years old. This is 96. Man, they talking about Tupac just died. Like that shit hit almost instantly. I remember where I was at when Biggie got killed. I was at baseball practice. We was waiting for the T-ball kids to get off. Was we T-ball? This is 97. I don't know if I was fastball by that time, but we were waiting for the next team to get off. And it came on 99 Jams, and 99 Jams mentioned it. I didn't cry, but I remember that time, like, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, you know, like the early deaths that I remember, like, well, it was like a shocker still. Freaky Tar, when Freaky Tar got killed. Fucking, even Jam Master Jay was like something that was kind of memorable, but it wasn't like where you was at. A Freaky Tar wasn't like that, but you know what I'm saying? After a while, after Columbine happened in '99, I think that just changed the game, like, because that's like our first known school shooting. Like, I remember the Oklahoma bombing and shit, and that was big news, but it was like, all right. But the Columbine shit, I was in school, I was in class, and it's the teacher, that was similar to like 9/11. This was actually, Columbine was 9/11 before 9/11. Like, nigga, that when that played, people was in class. Nobody had heard of no school shooters like that. Like, nobody never heard of no shit like that. So our teacher showed us, and that shit was just crazy. It was nostalgic. Like, that's a never forget type of moment. I think between Columbine, as far as for millennials, between Columbine, between 9/11, that celebrity deaths became less important. And it's crazy how life works, because these two incidents didn't involve celebrities. It involved just the fact that we could be out any fucking where, and crazy shit could fucking take out a mass of people. That's more important, because it's crazy how it's respectful, but it's crazy how we do celebrities anyway. We act like our world supposed to fucking stop when motherfuckers die every day and our world don't stop. So, you know what I'm saying? I think the last death that really fucked me up, though, as far as a celebrity, would have been Kobe. That shit fucked me up for days on at a time. Like, That shit was very tough. Like, nigga, I was crying, I was drinking like a fuck. I think that's when my drinking went up. And bitch, like that shit. That day I never forget. I failed the motorcycle test. I had a motorcycle test. I passed the academic part. I failed the actual riding part on the last thing. And I remember I told them, I said, well, shit, I'll be back tomorrow morning. I already passed the academic. I'm like, I do the test. I do the physical shit tomorrow. Bitch, I went home, bitch. I was cut on the TV. They talking about Kobe plane, helicopter crash and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? That shit felt like at that immediate point, it literally felt like I was in a dream, bro. Like I was high or something, or drunk or something. Like felt out of the world or some shit. But after that, dog, you right. Celebrity die. Hell, nigga, Lattimore just died, bro. And I just did my research on Lattimore. Lattimore got that song. Goddamn, bitch. Let's straighten it out. Nigga, that's all one of the all time, bro. You ain't even listen. You know how Joe Biden said, "You ain't black if you don't vote for him. You ain't black. You ain't never heard Let's straighten it out." Like, bitch. So shit. But yeah, man, I was thinking Kenny Lattimore. I said, "Goddamn, Kenny Lattimore done died," and then I had to look that shit up, but. Anyway, man, I'm gonna end this shit. This shit ain't popping, but appreciate everybody that came through that bit, dropped their little ones and twos, and I'm out that part, yo.